seen it.
Welcome to Talk Law Radio with attorney Todd Marquardt of the Marquardt Law Firm at marquardtlawfirm.com.
Welcome to Talk Law Radio. I'm Todd Marquardt, on the radio, on Facebook Live, on YouTube, on podcasts everywhere, and on talklawradio.com. Today we're going to be talking about intellectual property and artificial intelligence. And with me is attorney Ed Marvin and attorney Shannon Roberta San Antonio Salmon Haas. But before we get started talking about the law, I gotta give you a disclaimer. Because we're licensed to practice law in Texas, State Bar of Texas requires us to inform you that legal advice must be tailored to the specific circumstances of each case. And because laws are ever changing, material discussed in this program is meant for general informational purposes only and is not to be construed as tax, legal, or investment advice. Although the information has been gathered from sources believed to be reliable, please note that individual situations can vary. Therefore, the information you hear today should be relied upon only when coordinated with individual professional advice. So I don't always give that long-winded disclaimer, but I don't want any of us to get in trouble because somebody said, well, Ed said that I could get a copyright if I did X, Y, Z.
I appreciate you looking out for me, Todd.
Yeah. So Ed Marvin's been on the show before, but we're going to ask him to give a little background one more time. I'll tell you what I know about him is that I think he had a Bachelor of Science from Texas A&M.
That's correct.
In biomedical engineering.
Yes.
And then did you go to Mississippi after that?
No.
Okay.
No,
Did you get a degree from Mississippi?
No.
I've never been to Mississippi.
Oh, okay. That's weird. I thought that's what it said on your LinkedIn.
No.
Okay, well, set me straight.
Well, so I went to St. Mary's Law School here in town, and in between law school and undergrad, I worked a little bit as an environmental engineer, field technician, driving all around the state of Texas, taking groundwater samples from primarily closed gas stations, making sure that the groundwater was clean. And then went to law. Yeah, and then went to law school and
I don't know where I got that from. Sorry about that.
That's interesting, though. That's so cool.
You've been working as an intellectual patent attorney for almost 20 years now.
That's correct. When you call me a patent attorney, what that means is I'm licensed by the United States Patent and Trademark Office to draft patent applications. The other aspects of my job, the trademarks, the copyrights, trade secrets, and actually litigating the patents, you do not have to have a special practice license. But in order to draft the patent applications, you have to be barred or licensed by the Patent and Trademark Office. They require for utility patents, this has recently changed actually, for utility patents, you have to have a hard sciences background. That's the engineering, but any hard sciences will do. And the USPTO recently changed that now for design patent applications. I believe you don't have to have the hard sciences background.
Ed,
Okay.
I have a really, really hard-hitting, highly intellectual legal question for you. Okay. In part of your prior role driving around Texas, do you feel qualified now to answer who has the best tacos in the state of Texas? Or burrito. Can also, I can use those interchangeably in this context.
Sure, but I think it's a highly controversial topic that I'm not sure I'm prepared to address.
Well, I thought because of your experience, you've been being all around Texas.
Well, I've definitely eaten some good tacos.
Yeah.
But I like a variety of places.
I think the one I like the best is that one I was telling you about in Bernie.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I don't remember. Is it Tiffany's or?
I thought you said Maria's.
Mary's?
Yeah, Mary's.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
I haven't been yet, and I need to go to Chewy's too.
you need to go to Bernie just for the tacos.
Yeah, it's on the
Really.
list. It's on my bucket
The
list.
line will be out the door.
I've been to Mary's. It's pretty good.
But they're so efficient there. I mean, the line just moves. They have like a bullpen of taco, I don't know, season. They have ingredients.
Right.
They have like somebody that only does eggs, somebody that only does sausage, somebody that only does cheese.
They're the
It's like the Ford assembly
I was
line.
going to say that,
Yeah,
of tacos. Okay, but sorry I diverted us. Go on.
Well, since you started, we should introduce you to the audience.
Oh, everybody knows if they've watched
Well,
me.
what have you done this week? You went somewhere for Valentine's Day.
Yeah, that was really a great experience.
Where was that?
That was down in Market Square. You'd be surprised how many, I try to be real friendly when I go out places, and there's a lot of people that are new in town, and they don't know about Market Square. Can you believe that? Isn't that amazing? But they were having a really great Valentine party, a really great vibe. It was so beautiful. They were giving balloons and flowers. They had a band, and of course, great food, all the booths, and all the foods you would find, and really, really nice time.
Well, the reason I wanted to talk about intellectual property, copyrights, and artificial intelligence is because I read a lot of newsletters and a lot of news, and it's like every day there's more news on artificial intelligence, and we haven't talked about it on the show yet, so I thought this was a good time to do it. And what's more interesting is this book, Urantia.
Oh, yeah.
The Urantia book. Go ahead and show it to the camera there, Shannon.
And show how thick it is.
It's very thick. It's like this new religion that was started in 1930s, and
Yeah.
it's a revelation from people from other planets or other universes or whatever.
And
but
look, and even the subtitle is The Life and Teachings of Jesus. It's right there on the cover.
Right. So we're going to talk about whether this is a false prophet or not a little bit later in the show.
Okay.
But Ed, tell us some more about copyright law. Can you give us some basics?
Sure. So copyright law is one of the aspects that I practice, both obtaining copyrights for individuals as well as litigating copyrights in copyright infringement suits. Copyrights, interestingly enough, copyrights and patents both have a constitutional basis. The Constitution of the United States, Article 1, Section 8, Clause 8, there's a clause in there called, we call it the IP clause. And essentially what that does is it gives Congress the power to create copyright and patent laws. The clause itself is premised, the reason it's there, it says to promote the progress of science and useful arts. Okay, so the thinking of our founding fathers was, look, if we give Congress the ability to reward writers or inventors, they're going to act. They're going to invent. They're going to author works of authorship, and as a result of that, our country as a whole will progress. Okay, so both copyrights and patents they have a limited lifespan, right? They're not perpetual. And so it's basically the author or the inventor is given this period of market exclusivity in exchange for them creating or inventing. And then once that copyright or that patent expires, the rest of the country gets to use it, right? So that's where they come from.
That's so interesting.
Yeah, it's interesting to think that our founding fathers thought about that.
Right.
Right.
As they were borrowing from the Magna Carta to.
So our current Copyright Act, there's been a number of them. The first one was actually passed in 1790, so right kind of after the Constitution was signed. The current act is from what we call the Act of 1976. So it was written essentially by our legislature in 1976. It went into effect January 1st, 1978. All right, so what copyrights do is they protect works of authorship, original works of authorship fixed in a tangible medium of expression.
Okay, we'll have to pick up after we take a break. Stay tuned for more.
This has been Talk Law Radio with attorney Todd Marquardt, brought to you by the Marquardt Law Firm. You can learn more at marquardtlawfirm.com. And be sure to listen to the full Talk Law Radio show Saturday mornings at 11 on 9:30 a.m. The Answer.
Each week, attorney Todd Marquardt talks about the law. His mission with the Talk Law Radio show and podcast is to help you discover your legal issue blind spots. In the beginning, God had one law. Don't eat from the fruit of that tree. Then came the 10 Commandments. Now we have federal, state, and municipal lawmakers that won't stop creating new laws. Laws that might impact you without you knowing it. Listen to the show and drop a line on Facebook or email host@talklawradio.com and let the host know what you think of the show, the topics you want to hear, and whether you want to be a guest.